Alive and Well is brought to you by Pine Rest Christian Mental Health Services.
This segment is sponsored by Pine Rest. Spring break is just around the corner, and that often means families are driving or flying to a fun destination. However, traveling with children can feel daunting when considering long packing lists, unpredictable schedules, and cranky kids away from their routines. Pine Rest Dr. Greg Mallis, a psychologist and father, joins us now with tips to make travel with the kids a little easier for everyone. Hi, Dr. Mallis.
Good morning.
I understand you have two daughters. How old are they?
Yeah, so I've got two daughters. One is 7, just turned 7 in January, and the other is 4, will be turning 5 in September.
And your family traveled recently, so you've used some or all of these tips you're about to share with us, right?
Absolutely, in one way or another. And unfortunately, we've had some pretty not great travel luck in the past, including a 13-hour layover stuck in an airport. So we've figured out how to manage young kids in a reasonable way.
Yeah, so your trip you just got home from, A-okay?
Yeah, this one thankfully did go A-okay. No significant issues other than arriving back in Grand Rapids around 12:30 in the morning.
Oh, okay. Well, straight to bed. Okay.
Yes.
Well, let's dive in on your advice. First, you say work on patience and taking things slowly. Explain that.
Yeah, so this is good for working with kids and for adults to remember as well, is that travel is filled with lots of things that are outside of your control. And so trying to be patient. There will be delays, there will be things you don't expect, there will be changes at the last minute. So as the adults, trying to take a deep breath and recognize we're doing the best we can with what we can control, and talking to your kids about it. Tell them, I know we had said we were going to do this, and then it was going to be this. Now it's changed. And so we just practice acknowledging that change, that it's frustrating, and then figuring out, so what can we do now?
Yeah, your next piece of advice is to talk through what to expect with the kids. It may actually be calming for you too, right?
Right. Yeah. Kids, as you identified earlier, are used to routines, right? So if we can help them to understand how things are going to be, they usually operate a little bit better. An example is when you're going through security. Most of our kids don't know what it's like to go through the security line at an airport. So we prep them. We tell them about it beforehand. We say, you're going to have to be quiet. You're going to have to be patient. When they say your name, respond to them. You're going to put your things here. You're going to walk through, you listen, and you follow instruction. And so you just give them that heads up, or, we're going to wait to board the plane. We're going to show them our ticket. We're going to follow in line and wait until we find our seat.
Very nice. You also say give kids some choices when possible.
Yeah, because so much of traveling is outside of their control. They don't get to choose where they're going most of the time. They don't get to choose where they're sitting. They don't get to choose any of these things. If there is an opportunity to give them choice, let them, right? Choose where you want to sit in the terminal as you're waiting for the plane. Choose where you want to eat for breakfast or for lunch. And if it's a place you don't normally eat, maybe work on kind of expanding and being okay with giving them a treat, giving them something special, giving them just an opportunity to do something that's, as my wife likes to call it, vacation mode, right? We're on vacation, so we're going to have a little bit more screen time. We're going to have a little bit more snacks than we normally would, a little bit more treats, sugary things.
Yeah, so pack those up. And you also recommend having a few wrapped surprises. What do you advise?
Yeah, so kids love getting things, right? Getting gifts, getting presents, getting surprises. If it's a toy that they haven't played with in, months or years, wrap it up in some wrapping paper or newspaper and just sort of put it in your carry-on bag. It'll give them something that they can be excited about. Kids love unwrapping things. And then the novelty of the item, even if it's something that they've seen before that they haven't played with in a while, or if it's something brand new, that novelty will keep them interested for a little bit. So you can give that to them on the plane or as you're waiting, if there's a long delay, just something to help them make it through the time, because kids aren't used to just sitting and being patient.
Yeah, that's for sure. And sometimes we aren't either. Lots of great advice. And of course, you can find more parenting tips at pinerest.org/parenting. Thank you, Dr. Mallis.
It's my pleasure.